Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. Today we are talking about Boruto Chapter 66, and this shit was fire! Yes! No! Fuck! This chapter revealed the most shocking event in Boruto history. Chapter 66 revealed 3 major points that has changed Boruto forever for, I don't know, the 5th time. I'm not joking. Shut the fuck up. Number 1. Amado manipulated Kawaki, confirmed he's a sussy baka. Number 2. Kawaki has a full-blown karma with all of Isshiki Otsutsuki's abilities.
I'm getting played right now, aren't I?
Flamingo.
I'm getting played like some kind of chump.
Number 3. Boruto's dead.
Nani?
We're actually smoking that Boruto pack? Also, shout out to this putter right here. Yes. My putter Saab. I don't even know what I'm saying. But shout out to this putter that joined the live stream. This dude told me that this is the most clickbait title. Thank you. Also, one more thing. Check out Gamer Subs and use code ABD for 10% off at checkout. That's what makes me hype. We begin chapter 66 showing off Kawaki's new karma, alongside a small flashback to chapter 59 of the manga, where Amado originally proposed the idea of Kawaki choosing to have a weapon-only version of the seal. But, of course, he lied. Yes guys, the number 1 shonen protagonist rule is in play once again. We all know the rule. More drip means more power. But you have to wonder, at what cost, mate? What is the cost of getting more drip and power in these shonen? Well, it's people dying, right? People dying around you. Oh, Naruto's dying. ABD's clickbait. So, Ida deciphers that Kawaki never had a choice. She states that the reconstruction of the karma seal is something that Amado planned on doing all along, and he had implanted the karma seal in Kawaki when he replaced his arm. Code was simply used for motivation to activate that power Kawaki desperately wanted and Amado knew. Now, essentially, Balls Deep Prediction Jutsu has been confirmed, as we literally mentioned this would happen in this video. Amado is an expert manipulator and understands social engineering very well. Countless times he pointed out that Code is not bright, which was even pointed out by Ida in later chapters that Code knows nothing. This dude is a simp and he signs up to anyone's OnlyFans if he gets the chance. Oh my god! So I don't really want to repeat myself regarding this in-depth theory, but check out this video being displayed to you right now, as it perfectly explains how and why Amado has betrayed everyone he has come across and used Code for his advantage to manipulate Kawaki. Essentially, Amado has lied to everyone so that even Ada wouldn't be able to confirm using her Sharingan Dojutsu on what was exactly going on, as he is aware that she must be awake. Remember guys, Ada's Dojutsu allows her to observe everything, even that naughty shit you do at night, where mommy and daddy are saying, "Putar tu ki kartavya," and you're like, "Oh, don't mind me, mommy, daddy."
Shut the fuck up.
Remember guys, Ada's Dojutsu allows her to observe everything. However, what she observes is limited by her understanding. So if Amado were to manipulate Kawaki's body, she wouldn't know the specifics of the modifications. Rather, all she would be doing is observing the action. Amado, whilst fixing Kawaki's arm, already must have given him the ability to unlock the karma seal, with the trigger of its activation being an extreme situation. He did a big brain play by manipulating Kawaki to also deceive Ada. It's likely Amado was aware of Ada potentially working with Code and used both of them for his goals. This goes back to chapter 65, where Amado stated, "Kawaki, don't muck it up now," meaning everything that is happening from Kawaki and Code's interaction was all part of his plans. Again, remember to hit the notification bell for the channel, because we covered Amado's secret plan in extreme detail in past videos, so go ahead and watch them after. Also, I can't forget our members that signed up during our stream and on the channel so far. Sean, Manish and Warbert signed up on our stream, and this is what makes our videos possible. Don't forget that we appreciate you.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Coming back to chapter 66, Shikamaru, Kawaki and Boruto notice that Code is in a conversation with somebody else. This is foreshadowing that Shikamaru can likely live and reveal this information to fight against Code and Ada later on. As you might have guessed, this also ties into the time when Amado told Shikamaru that Code is too dumb to plan things back in chapter 62. Momoshiki is also confused regarding Amado's schemes, as he could be the only one who is able to reinstall the karma power to someone. Kawaki's dojutsu then changes again. This time he has a pupil with 4 triangles around it, showing how closely it resembles the full dojutsu that Isshiki Otsutsuki uses. This is basically his version of the Sharingan evolving with the Tomoe. If you guys remember in our last chapter review, we explained how Kawaki was manifesting different tiers of Isshiki's dojutsu. In the anime and manga, you can see those tiny white triangles on Jigen's eyes. Using his new power, Kawaki attacks Momoshiki with a flurry of chakra rods, which are instantaneous by the way. Whilst Momoshiki managed to dodge most of them, this is very surprising since we've never seen Kawaki do something like this. Even Naruto is shocked as he begins to clock on that, wait a second, Kawaki ain't normal no more. I'm becoming more irrelevant. He's using Isshiki's entire arsenal. What the hell am I gonna do that shit? Kawaki stole his flow bar for bar. I don't have Kurama to sacrifice again, bruh. I can't take it, guys. I'm getting sad. Naruto's the goal, and the story is Naruto's become a spectator, fam. So just when we thought that Kawaki has been caught off guard, he summons those gigantic cube thingies from the sky. You know, the ones Isshiki summons from his Daikoko 10 dimension, which we saw in his fight versus Baryon mode Naruto. This time, both Naruto and Code have recognized that Kawaki can use the Daikoko 10 and the Sukuna Hikuna, aka how I'm gonna say that Hakuna Matata Jutsu, and Code says how this must be actually Amado's doing, and theories that he must be trying to turn Kawaki into a second Isshiki Otsutsuki. Kawaki then states that he's finally starting to understand that he was nothing but Amado's lab rat. Naruto asks what is going on, but Kawaki shuts him down saying, "Dad,
Man, shut your bitch ass up.
Then there's a back and forth between Kawaki and Naruto. He tries to stop Kawaki from killing Momoshiki by asking, how far are you planning to go? These words parallel what Boruto said to the so-called evil side of Kawaki in the future, in which in the time skip, Boruto says, I've never thought you'd go this far, Kawaki. We will explain more exactly what Kawaki is starting to think, so please stick around till the end of the video as Harrison will take over that part saying that famous shit, Quacky, 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 Quacky. Oh, Harrison, Kawaki, Quacky, 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 I'm a Quacky, Quacky. However, Kawaki asks Naruto not to move and that he's doing everything for his sake. Kawaki and Momoshiki engage in an intense battle as Naruto simply watches it. My man Naruto has been downgraded to become a spectator, as I said. He's been region locked from the entire fight. All he can do is sit and watch his sons fight each other to the death. This fight starts off with Momoshiki approaching Kawaki with a sneak attack as Kawaki swipes his hand over the Rasengan and instantaneously absorbs it. He then launches a fire style jutsu out of nowhere with no hand sign. You know, my guy doesn't even need hand signs. Even Kakashi right at the beginning of the Naruto series used hand signs, and for Kawaki to use such a high level jutsu, that is already a Jonin tier feat. Kawaki didn't even know what chakra was only a few months ago, but with the Karma Seal, he is already stronger than Naruto and Sasuke combined. Think about that shit. He has 80% of Isshiki's DNA and all his powers. He's essentially an Otsutsuki, and if we do basic power scaling here, Kawaki is easily the 5th or 6th strongest character of all time in this series. For example, that cube, that instantaneously manifests by the way, can only be dodged by Naruto's Baryon mode. Nothing else can stop it. Even an adult Sasuke with the Rinnegan had to be saved by Boruto to stop it from crushing him. Sasuke was struggling against those things, things. On top of that, the rods, he used those instantaneously too. Jigen, with that power, destroyed Naruto and Sasuke. But once Baryon mode was activated, he was able to catch them. Kawaki also has access to all the millennia of training Isshiki would have had. And by the way, Isshiki is higher ranked than Kaguya and Momoshiki, so it's probably more fruitful. The person with the karma would unlock the battle styles and experience of the otsutsuki that bestowed it. So essentially, Kawaki has insane potential to dominate the entire planet, meaning Boruto is the only person that would be able to stop him in the future, as he is the only one that would be able to match this power and is the star of hope, as Tonori mentioned. That's why so many people in our community are saying, wait a second, if Boruto's dead, it must be the pure eye that resurrects him. Something related to the pure eye must happen next month. Let us know what you think in the comment section below.
Anyways, coming back to the fight, Momoshiki absorbs the fire style jutsu as well. But before he can even finish, Kawaki appears behind him and then quickly shrinks himself too in order to avoid Boroshiki's kick. This is how we know that Kawaki is truly focused on killing Boruto this time. As the last time the two fought against each other, Kawaki went as far to sacrifice himself with his own fire to force Momoshiki to give possession back to Boruto. But this time, he is actually fighting with the fire style, signifying that his ideology has changed to killing Boruto in order to save Naruto. Boruto has even accepted that he must die if he ever lost control again. Before they went to fight against Isshiki, he told Sasuke that he'd be willing to die for the safety of those he loves in the village. We then see the panel where Momoshiki clashes his Rasengan with Kawaki's modified hand claw. This is clearly paying homage and paralleling Naruto and Sasuke from the fight in the Valley of the End during part 1. This makes the atmosphere in the chapter feel so intense and tight. You don't even know what's gonna happen on the next page, man. But as Boruto begins to open his left eye, Momoshiki realizes that his time is up. He can't move in the same way he was moving before either. Kawaki sees this as an opportunity and says it's over and tries to crush Momoshiki under the cube thingy. But he is saved by none other than Naruto in the nick of time. My guy Kawaki is really trying to kill Boruto. Like, this ain't no joke. He's actually trying to kill my guy. As you can tell, the things are starting to get extremely heated up in here. Naruto jumps straight in to save Boruto, completely ignoring the fact that Code has his claws on Shikamaru. Remember, Code said that he'd kill Shikamaru if Naruto made a move, but somehow Code just sees this as an exception and doesn't kill Shikamaru because it wouldn't help him right now. Boruto then wakes up way earlier than what they expected, especially Momoshiki, like we said. As Kawaki was asking Naruto to step aside, Boruto stood up with one hand on Naruto's stomach. He then completely ignores what Naruto has to say and keeps his focus on Kawaki as the two talk about the promises that they made. During these dialogues, Boruto admits that the pills Amado gave him did in fact work and he was able to control Momoshiki's power for a while. However, he states that it's not a fundamental solution to the problem, as well, you know, he tried to kill his own father and all. Later, both Boruto and Kawaki seem to come to a conclusion that they have no option but to use their last resort, which Kawaki calls unfortunate. It's at this point that Naruto realizes what his sons are planning and refuses to accept that Boruto is going to sacrifice himself. Even though the manga didn't really elaborate on Naruto's mental state after losing Kurama and on top of dealing with Boruto's Momoshiki karma situation, the anime actually did a pretty good job at fleshing this out. Naruto as Hokage is responsible for everybody in his village and is a leader amongst the Kage Council, and so he shouldered a greater burden than anyone, as letting Boruto live with the risk of Momoshiki resurrecting would pose a threat to everybody in the world. And so in episode 220 we saw that Naruto had a little bit of a panic attack with just the thought of killing Boruto as a last case scenario. During this mental breakdown, Amado comes along right in the nick of time to deal some drugs, because of course he does, giving Naruto and Boruto and us too the hope that Boruto's karma will stop progressing. However, this interaction reinforced that Naruto, like any father, just simply cannot imagine losing his son. Like, what's my guy meant to go home and tell his wife and kids? Like, it was just a couple chapters ago, he's like, come on, even worry, you know your dad is, right? And then he's just gonna return home and be like, oh yeah, by the way, our son's dead.
That don't make no sense.
However, before Naruto could stop his son, Boruto apologizes and says his goodbyes, just as he wind-style gale palms his own father. Naruto legit just looks like Konohamaru at this point. Like, he's in sage mode, but he gets blown away by a gust of wind. Alright, okay, I'll stop memeing. Alright, let's be fair. Yes, Naruto is nerfed, but we have to get past that as a community, okay? We have to accept it and remember that this is Boruto Next Generations. Yes, Naruto's in the title too, but we'll ignore that. This story now is all about alien god otsutsuki parasites, okay? Boruto is using 80% of Momoshiki's power, and we know that the karma gives Boruto access to thousands of years of his skills and experience along with a huge power-up. This gust of wind ain't just some breeze, alright? I'm pretty sure like this is just like a mini hurricane at this point. Regardless, Boruto has accepted that his time has come, and as Naruto tries to regain his footing to save his son, it's too late. Boruto turns back to Kawaki and tells him to do what must be done. Kawaki accepts what his responsibility must be as a brother, and thus his dojutsu evolves again. He winds up his scientifically enhanced arm and strikes straight through Boruto's chest. Like, we spent all this time thinking that Boruto was gonna get his scar in this arc, not a whole ass hole in his chest. Like, what? Anyway, this moment is a direct parallel to, you guessed it, Kakashi and Rin. Back then, Rin was the one holding a beast within that was wanted by the enemy, and Kakashi took on his responsibility as a shinobi to do what must be done and strike Rin through the heart and kill her. Therefore, despite Kawaki ironically not believing in the shinobi way, this action of his was very much one of a full-fledged ninja. That being said, despite Boruto doing the best impression of his uncle Neji, we all know that he's not dead. He's gonna survive because, well, one, we literally see him in the time skip, and two, he's the main character, so he's not gonna die. However, Boruto, as for now, may be a goner, leaving behind just Momoshiki, further proving that Amado is a little sassy-wussy and has been waiting for this moment to arrive the entire time. He has always wanted Boruto to die so that Momoshiki would be released, or at least that's what I think anyway, because back during chapter 46, one way Amado said to stop Boruto resurrecting into Momoshiki was to kill Boruto before it could happen. In which case, why didn't he just kill Jigen? Well, that is because Jigen was already at 100%, so even though he was medically dead, Isshiki still survived and resurrected inside of him, dead body or not. Whereas with Boruto, things are a little bit different. He was stuck at 80%. After his blood suggestion was shut down, he then later came up with the pills and fitted Kawaki with a new karma, setting up his new plan to kill Boruto. Because Boruto is also viewed as the hero of the village who helped defeat a god in Isshiki. His life as an otsutsuki vessel isn't common knowledge to the public, so by finding out that the adopted brother of his that the villagers are already wary of has killed him will further make Kawaki feel unwelcome, and so it is likely that this is where Kawaki will begin his plan of saving those he loves. He will send Naruto to another world and want to do that to the rest of his family. But as we've previously mentioned in other videos, Boruto isn't just going to sit there and let his world get taken over, so he will oppose Kawaki in a battle of ideological beliefs about which is the correct way to save humanity. Is it to give up and submit to the superior species in the otsutsuki, or to stand up and fight for what you believe in like a shinobi? This may also be why Kawaki destroys Konoha, because if Kawaki does this, he may think it will cause Boruto to stop fighting as he wouldn't have anything left to fight for. After all, Kawaki has no interest in whether or not a random villager gets sacrificed for his loved one's survival, and this will be the case even more if he does end up getting further shunned by the villagers, especially now that he's got his karma back too, as I can't foresee Amado being trusted much longer after the recent events. In short, what I'm trying to say is that everything unfolding right now is the perfect setup for, you guessed it, the time skip. We've got Kawaki's reasoning for destroying the village, check. Kawaki sending Naruto away, check. The one question still remains though, how the hell is Boruto gonna come back to life? Well, we know there's a few ways this is possible in the Naruto universe. There's Edo Tensei, but But we can see again from the time skip that Boruto's not an Eda Tensei, so that's a nope. There's that one jutsu that Granny Chiyo used on Gaara, which is possible. However, who else can use it, and would they? And Kishimoto, do you even remember it exists? And then the other one is, and trust me, this one is stacked full of copium, but it could be the Jogan.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I know, we say it every month how Boruto's pure eye will do this, save that, and it never happens. But maybe now is finally the time? I don't know, who knows. What we do know is that this is all gone according to Amado's little script, which Shikamaru spoke about a few chapters ago. But not everything is going according to plan. We know that he didn't anticipate Kashin Koji surviving, so he's due a surprising entrance anytime soon for sure. He also probably never expects Boruto to have the Jogan either. However, there is a good chance that Boruto and Kawaki schemed something that Amado may not be aware of. We know that Kawaki doesn't actually trust Amado, and nothing means more to him than Naruto. Whilst he knows that killing Boruto would save him, which is up in the air whether or not that's true or not, he would also consider every possible way that would prevent Boruto from actually dying. Because you see, Kawaki is fully aware that the series is named after Boruto and not Kawaki. Oh, and there's also Momoshiki to consider. Whilst he lost control over Boruto, I still find it hard to believe that he was just completely hopeless when Boruto went and got himself killed. We've seen Momoshiki heal Boruto through the karma previously, and so it's possible that Momoshiki might go into a deep slumber to save his vessel, or at least do something, I don't know, pull some sort of ancient alien jutsu ass pull that is specifically made for this very situation, I don't know. But what I'm trying to say, if there's any time to introduce the Jogan, it's probably gonna be now. If you guys want to know more about how exactly Amado is manipulating everything, then check out the videos in the pinned comment below and on your screen right now, and bye bye.